I think there's like 74 million or something close to that in the reserve right now. And like
Yeah, so
you could burn that, right? You could put that to zero, and all of a sudden that 425 number becomes, 350 or whatever the number is going to be, something along around that area.
I'm actually on board. I think Boone brought it up, and I know others in the community brought it up several times over as many months. At first, I was kind of against it because I was thinking it'll just look bad if we burn it all and then we need it and then we have to remint it. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
the reason not to do it.
yeah, but I'm like, but you know what? But I think that's wrong because, or I think I'm wrong because, I mean, like companies, businesses, they issue new shares, take on new debt all the time. They're always changing their capital structure, and it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not like it wrecks a business. People take that into account and they revalue the stock with the new change in the structure. Meanwhile, you keep your structure tight, right? You don't take on debt just for the sake of taking it on. You don't issue all these shares just for the sake of issuing them. So why don't we keep our token structure tight? And then if something does happen, we're like, oh shoot, you know what? We do need block rewards again, or we do need to do this or whatever. Then we just mint the tokens. But meanwhile, we have our true max supply at whatever 350 million, 351 or something. It's a big. That's a third lower than 500 million. But that's a big gap. That's a big, and investors do see that, right? Because a lot of people in crypto, they just go straight to the total supply, right to the max supply. How am I going to get diluted? They're going to dump on me. Even if I do change, we do agree on changing the total supply down to 425. That's still 75 million above the circulating supply. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, but they're going to dump. When's that coming liquid? You know what I mean? And they're just going to price everything out on the total supply. So I'm on board with that actually. I think, and then yeah, I think you brought this up too, Chad, that if we do burn, like say 95% of the reserve, maybe we keep just a little bit for whatever reason.
Right.
But we do decide one day we need to increase it again. That it's just going to be harder to do. Well, that does act as like a good keeping everyone honest. It should be hard, right? It shouldn't be easy to do. And if the problem is big enough that we have to mint more tokens, the nodes will. I do trust the nodes; they'll pay attention.
It's fine. Keep going.
I do. So far, the nodes. I think when something needs to be done, they do act. And so, if something needs to be done, and we do need to mint tokens, they'll be involved. They'll talk about it, and it will happen. And if it isn't that important, then maybe it's good for it not to happen. And we're trusting the will of the majority. So yeah, I'm on board. I think it's a good idea.